Hey everybody. Sorry, I was going to literally make like 4 videos yesterday and things just end up happening, getting really, really busy. Right now, my wife is able to actually stand up and walk around for about 5-10 minutes before having to go and sit down again. So definite improvements, guys. So we're making improvements. She's not bedbound anymore. Well, I guess I wouldn't consider that bedbound, being able to get up and move around for a little bit. But she is still spending like 99% of her time in bed relaxing. So, it is what it is. We're getting the heart issues under control there. Everything's starting to work out a lot better. So, thank you all so much for sticking by all this. I really, really appreciate you all. You all have no idea. For real. You guys are amazing. Let's get into this, though. You guys don't want to just hear about that, so let's focus right on this Creator Clash failure. We've made the difficult... Man, I can't speak today. We made the difficult decision to cancel Creator Clash. All existing pay-per-view ticket holders will receive automatic refunds. No action is required. While the event won't go ahead as planned, all funds raised so far will be donated to charity, and our fundraising efforts will continue in the months ahead. Thank you all to the fighters for their hard work and dedication, and to everyone who supported us over the years. We appreciate you. Thanks, Creator Clash team. This is just poetic for the way that Ian and Anisa have ran everything into the ground. It was a complete failure for Creator Clash 2. It didn't need to be a failure, but it was a failure. And then they decided to do Creator Clash 3, and I don't see how they can't learn from this. It's not that a Creator Clash 4 couldn't happen and be very successful. It's just the selfishness of Anisa and Ian that got in the way of this completely. They decided that their pockets were going to be filled first before everyone else's. And when you have that level of greed, you tend to not pay attention to the things you actually need to do to make something successful. Like, I mean, Jesus Christ, did you really need to have all these after parties, before parties, pre-parties, during parties? Like, I mean, my God, guys. Like, you all were really just spending all of the money you possibly could. And this was probably Anisa's idea to impress people that she really liked. Probably people like Hassan, honestly. It's really sad to just watch a woman go into some man's life and ruin it. I've seen it happen with many, many people. A lot of people who have let a woman just jump right on in and ruin their lives completely. And it's not that, it doesn't happen to women. It's just being a married man, I'm not exactly friends with women. That would be kind of weird. So I have to see it with men. So that don't try to make this into like some sexist thing or something like that. I just don't get to see that firsthand because I hang around guys only out of respect for my wife, clearly. Kind of a common sense thing, right? So back whenever I was younger, well, we didn't really have a whole lot of serious relationships going on when I was like 18, 19, stuff like that. There was only one couple I was friends with that were serious. And, well, when you're young, it doesn't work out. Just doesn't. Too many differences. Kids are just not very understanding at all. So what happens in a young relationship is very, very typical. Usually you get with someone, you're head over heels for them, and that someone usually is really rotten. Can happen with a guy, can happen with a woman. Clearly, this is what happened to Ian, because this is the only person he's ever really been with, and he has given her his all. And she's been around the block. I know somebody exactly like that. Specifically exactly like that. It's so spot on. It's creepy. The girl I'm talking about is currently missing a finger, too. For disgusting reasons, too. Not even kidding. So I'm not going to get any further into that. But anyway, I can't believe the Jews would do this. That's so funny. Tectone, LMAO. It is what it is. At the great work, Ian and Anisa from the quartering. Absolutely phenomenal stuff here. And bees? Wow. Is this actually a, what is it, Wicker Man reference? I bet Ian is proud of himself. He and his rabid fan base got what they wanted after all that effort. Are you kidding me? There is no possible way you could ever blame Ethan Klein for this? Are you guys insane? How does something get canceled if everyone supports it? Seriously. Nobody was supporting this because it was terrible what Ian and Anisa were doing. They saw what they did and they voted with their wallet. It's that simple. F. Ethan Klein taking pride in this. What a vile, disgusting POS. I would think that when you're pocketing a bunch of charity money, that it's not Ethan that's the bad guy in that situation. Ian and Anisa were pocketing charity money. I understand that an event like this, if you make millions of dollars off of it, there is a very good ethical way to do it. And it's called doing it on the back end. Very, very simple concept here. When you start a charity event, you first fill up the wallets of the charity. Okay? You go, okay, this is all the charity money. Whatever's left over is what's going to go to your fighters and to your own self. Now, whenever you're throwing an event like this, it's probably good to be able to raise money up front, to be able to make the fighters comfortable, to pay for certain aspects of what they're going to do. Okay, food, water, shelter. Those three things are all you need to be paying for. You don't need to be paying for people's training. You don't need to be paying for people's 5-star dinners. You don't need to be paying for any of their liquor. You don't need to be paying for any of that stuff. A lot of these creators are famous enough to be paying for a lot of this stuff themselves. It's a charity. They should be going into this with a bit of an exchange. Bunch of creators get together. They all help each other kind of, grow their audience together. They end up making money, or not making money, but spending their own money to charity. Have their own viewers see that. Have their own viewers fund that to a degree, if they wanted. Hey, I'm going to Creator Clash. You guys want to, here's my little donation. I need like $5,000. And guys, if you all want to raise up a bunch of money to also send over to the charities, me as super rich, famous creator will match whatever you guys raise. Audience brings in $100,000 out of your own pocket. We'll match that. We're donating $200,000. Depending on how, famous you are. If you're like, I don't know, Aaron Hansen from Game Grumps, that's probably how something like that should go down, right? Makes a little bit more sense. But anyway, this is Ethan's absolute just bombshell of a comment, right? Not really. I mean, it's just okay. I'm so proud of the legacy you left behind. Truly inspiring stuff. Wow, God, just taking pride in this. What a comment. What a mild comment, to be honest. I don't really care for Ethan Klein, okay? I just don't. Leftist politics, don't really care for it. But I would not be offended by that per se. It's like, oh, truly inspiring. Like, he could have said so much worse. So much worse. Ian's ideology, which peed off many people. My whole political stance pretty much boils down to, I care about other people and the planet. And wow, does that make some people mad? Wow. I don't think that does at all. Anybody saying that, order your politics. I just care about people on the planet. That's such a nothing answer. Nobody's going to be mad about that. That's stupid. Anyway, so let's see here. This is Ethan comments on the Creator Clash. I'm so proud of the legacy you've left behind. And then people are commenting on it. People are actually blaming Ethan for this. Like, what planet do these peons live on? Or these... Such a weird way peons live on. I hate that. Apparently, he forced Ian to make that cringe content cop. It's funny how they always hide behind vulnerable... Oh, I read that actually correctly, but... I read that the way it was supposed to be. Vulnerable people to avoid criticism. They hide behind Palestinians, children that have cancer. Yeah, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Ethan following Frogan quietly. That last one's not quiet, but that's the Frogan. Peons defining Ethan Klein. They're defending Ethan Klein. Lamo, you people are such P-words. But I don't... That's not the right... idiots, dummies, morons. You could have said that, but what? What? How is that? If you're putting your face out there and defending someone, that's the opposite, right? It doesn't matter who it is. People defending Ian. I wouldn't call them this. I would call them dumb. Why are people so stupid these days? But anyway, here's Anisa responding to Ethan, which I think is going to be great. Let's take a listen.
I'm not done. I'll never be done. I will never be done with you. That's how much you've betrayed me and how much I want you to know how much you lose and I win. Do you understand, Anisa? And I'm not even talking to Idubbbz anymore. He's insignificant. He's gone.
Yeah.
Anisa, you're gone. The one, you're coming center stage. You're going to start streaming now. I want you to understand something.
Yes.
I am never going to be done. I'm not done.
Okay, well, that was a lot of buildup for that. Anyway, yeah, so she's like, I don't care, B-word. Join the club of ugly, out-of-touch losers. Do you mean like the people who like actually purchase your OF content for real? Like, just use a little bit of common sense. People who literally spend money on PORN are literally exactly what you just said right here. You will always have those type of people in your life because you cannot get rid of them. You have sold yourself to them. That's the way the real world works. It doesn't really necessarily matter, but I mean, it's such a rich statement coming from Anisa, who literally cannot live without specifically the type of people she just called out here. Without ugly, out-of-touch losers, you would have $0. So it's unbelievable that she would even, like, really say that out loud. And it lacks a massive amount of self-awareness. Anyway, Creator Clash failed. You will never get to F Hassan. Well, no, I mean, we don't know about that. Hassan's, he's gone to a brothel, you know what I mean, with serious allegations against him, you know? And your husband is an emasculated wimp that, yeah, craps himself. She's the one who covered that bit of news. But I do want to see what her what everyone's saying. Taylor Lorenz, oh God. I was going to do a video over her and everything got deleted. It was really, really, really irritating. I was so busy I couldn't screenshot it yesterday, but Ethan Klein essentially posted her complaining about somebody who stole her thumbnail and title. And Ethan Klein was like, oh no, he's like, you know, you shouldn't worry about that at all. Like, you know, isn't it fair use? And she responded, I'm paraphrasing here. She responded like, well, it's weird that it's not copyright for someone to steal your stuff. And he goes, oh, wow, you can think for yourself. That's amazing. That's kind of what I'm doing to, you know, Frogan and Anisa, not Anisa, Frogan, Denims and Casey Tron. And then she deleted all of it. Unfortunately, Ethan's stories don't go back enough. See, this is the first story here, so I can't get that. It's just gone, which is very, very, very unfortunate. But anyway, Anisa responds, I just want to make it clear that we haven't had any contact or control since we publicly stepped down. Even though me and Ian were the faces of the event, many people were behind scenes making decisions together. The event wasn't doing well way before the content comp. Yeah, that's completely on you. You guys had it before the content comp. A combo of many things contributed to that reality. No, it's just you're dumb. That's all it was. You and Ian are dumb. Including lack of promotion, which you guys could have done. Influencer boxing being less popular. No, I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think people really enjoy that. When they hear that the guy they watch is going to do a boxing event. A good example. If I heard that Bearing or the Quartering or anybody that I watch, Sargon of Akkad, or shoot, let's not even make it political at all. If I saw literally Yari May Impa was like, I am going to go do boxings, I'd be like, I'll watch that. Why not? You know, greatest guitarist in the world, get into the ring. Let's see what happens. Dude's also like 6'9", you know, so that would be a crazy, crazy match to see. But no matter what, if it's someone who I follow, the guys from Aether Realm or anything like that, you know, I would be down to watch something like that. It's just simply because And it's not specifically boxing. It could be a racing event. It could be a foot race. It could be anything. When you have people you follow that are going to go to a charity event and it's going to be some fun, like, event outside of what they normally do, I'm super down to just watch that because it's fun. It's out of the norm. It's different, and they're doing it for a cause. So I really don't believe influencer boxing is at all less popular by any means. It's not specifically the boxing people are going to care about in general. It's the fact that their dude is out there doing stuff for a charity event. And it's going to be on a YouTube, like, really high quality film, I guess you could say. Or, just in general, it's going to be done well, or it should be done well. The economy, okay, so the economy, to a degree, totally understand. Okay? But pay-per-view tickets online, that should be like, what, $2, $3 a view? Really? Like, I mean, I would pay like $5, honestly. Or maybe if you wanted to make it $19.99. You would have millions of people watching. Now, honestly, $5, you'd have millions upon millions of people watching. But, I think what it boils down to is poor communication from everyone. No, it's just you and Ian. That's it. Even after we left, which is unfortunate. Okay, nice, whatever. English is not great. Anyway, at the end of the day, I care about people getting paid for the money they were out for training. And charity getting their money, and both of those things were done. I don't believe that. I think people were paid. I don't think anything went to charity. I really don't believe it. You guys are broke. Now, if you paid out your share that you were supposed to get to charity, you might be able to save a little bit of face. I really loved this event. I loved what it stood for, and I wanted to believe we could push through it, but it just wasn't realistic. None of it was malicious. It was greed, not malicious. It was greed, okay? Odd she claimed multiple times over the years that she was basically running it single-handedly. Yeah, I mean, well, she was.
Whole bangers.
Let's see.
Anisha, you basically like retired from content creation, but like not really because you're still creating this whole thing. So like, what all goes into that?
Oh my God, so much. So yesterday, just to give
Oh
you
my
a
God, it's so scary. I know a girl that is exactly like Anisa. It's a different girl here that was literally stalking a buddy of mine for years. Got his wife actually locked up in jail for a bit, and now she had to. Oh, that was such a bad one. That was such a bad one because she ended up being able to sue for that, and the police ended up like siding with her, obviously, because it was a false report, and got her locked up for like 5 hours or so, and yeah, life is not good, and it's not that. They act, well, actually, they kind of do act similar, except the one I'm talking about is way, 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 way crazier. Way crazier than Anisa, shockingly, because she's actually like, she's an actual mental case that probably needs to be in some sort of hospital. I hate to say that because I was really, really good friends with her, and I never actually had any issues with her. I just watched this event take place, and I stepped back. I can't get into it, though. It's not my business to say out loud. Though I might interview her one day for the True Crime Channel about it.
behind the scenes.
Chris
Raygun's crotch guard was not in his bag when he arrived
Not
at
the
the
crazy
arena.
one. The wife.
So we had to solve that problem. And then Harley found out 3 fights before his that he didn't have his mouth guard in his bag. So we had to solve that problem.
That's not a problem that's tough to solve. You go to, oh my God, really, people? You go buy a mouth guard for $15 at any local sports store. You dip it in boiling hot water for like a minute or two. You pull it out. You bite down on that sucker really, really hard, and it sucks because the hot water, it sucks. It really sucks doing that. I remember having to do that. Don't bite down too hard, though, because you'll accidentally put a hole in one of the sides, and I always remember that during football. But yeah, you do that, you pull it out, it molds to your teeth perfectly. It's probably really unhealthy to do that, but we did that. Is that normal? Do people normally do it like that? Or was my family just crazy?
It's just like a lot of coordinating and kind of like, I think the best way to describe what I do is like I'm the glue that kind of just like needs to be wherever it needs to be to like stick things together. And also care about the fighters and check on their progress, and like I do the matchmaking. So like I'll like look at how they're sparring and like look at, you know, how things are going. I'll put fight order up. Like the fight order was my fight order. I'm pretty proud of it this year. I think it went really well.
That is so, like, narcissistic. What makes her an expert in any of this, genuinely? It's so freaking weird. It's so strange. But anyway, what do you guys think? Please leave your comments down in the comment section below, and I will see you guys here in the next one. Later.